Hello and welcome back to Blue Tinted Glasses. It is, of course, Friday, which means one thing. It is time for Predict the Team, the Predict the Team show that everybody on the channel is used to right now. Obviously, the game is tomorrow, the big game against Ipswich Town in the Premier League. So that means we will go through the team together, putting together a side that we as fans want to see. And at the end, we will switch it up and we will make the team that we think we will see. Steve Cooper's team. This show is only possible with people in the chat giving us their comments constantly, letting me know who you want to see in this starting lineup tomorrow. So please, anyone in the chat, let's do it together. Get your comments in and let me know who you want to see in this Leicester lineup tomorrow against Ipswich. So let's have a look who's here. Callum has been here in the chat. Hi, Locks. After this game, Leicester Man United on Sunday, the 10th of November. It's going to be a big one. That is Slavik Agabayan. Leicester City fans are waiting for victory. For Fox's Sake TV is here as always. Thank you, mate. Thank you to Anil. Brian Maya Kiso says greetings, Fox Hud. Not heard that one. And Clibbo is here. Evening, Locks. Evening to you, Clibbo, mate. I hope you are doing well. Let's start building this team. Now, as I said at the start, this first team that we're building is what we as fans would like to see. So start getting your comments in now about the goalkeeper, the back four, the double pivot, the two wingers, the number 10, the striker. Get it in now. What I'm going to do, I'm going to start us off by putting in, for me, what I like to call the non-negotiables. I think many people will agree. And that is, of course, Hermansen. Mads Hermansen is always going to be the number one choice for us as fans, probably always the number one choice for Steve Cooper. And, well, who knows? Danny Ward might get a look in one day. Leicester Fan TV, Tom is here. Evening to you, mate. I hope you are doing well, pal. Nice to see you in the chat. Same as Clibbo. Hello, mate. Mads Hermansen in goal, best goalkeeper in the league, Anil says from for Fox 8 TV. Clibbo wants Ricky Vestergaard, Coley, JJ. Well, we will get to that. Well, yeah, let's start with the back line. So JJ, for me, I think is going to play. And the reason for that is he's played, every game this season in the league. And Steve Cooper clearly likes him. And he can play left back or right back. And again, Victor Christiansen, as far as I'm aware, is still injured. If people know differently, I know he did his press conference yesterday. Start letting me know now if you have seen or heard that Christiansen is still injured or if he's back. I'm going off the basis that he is still injured. Callum says, has Steve Cooper got a touchline ban for the Ipswich game tomorrow because of 3 yellow cards? He does. Steve Cooper will not be on the touchline for Leicester City tomorrow. He has got his touchline ban. Is that good or bad? I'm not sure. You let me know in the chat. But yeah, I did joke in the watch along against Man United when he got the yellow. I said, give him a ref, give him a red, give him a red ref. But it's all right. He's banned anyway. So there we go. I think JJ is going to play as long as Christensen's still injured. For Fox's Sake, Anil says Manny thinks JJ might be dropped. That's an interesting one. If Manny does join us in the chat, then hopefully he can share some light on that. Again, I'm going to go off the basis until I'm told otherwise that Victor Christensen is still injured, and I'm going to put in James Justin. Now, I believe that, again, this is the team we're building as fans. I believe that it is going to be Ricardo Pereira and JJ that the majority of Leicester fans do want to see. Start letting me know now if you disagree. If you don't want to see that, please do that. Let me know. But I think this is probably what Leicester fans do want to see. I'm trying not to jump the gun. I'm just looking for the comments, so let me know what you want to see. Then it obviously takes us to the back two. Ronix says Christensen is not injured, according to FOTMob. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see if Steve Cooper did say anything about Victor Christensen, because I'm not sure if he did or not. We'll go, the centre-back pairing is a debate, so we can leave that for now and come back to it afterwards. Again, we'll continue with the ones that we want to see as fans, and I think that takes us to the left wing spot, if I'm honest, and I think that man is Steffi Mavididi. I think that is what we want to see as fans. So again, let me know now if you disagree, if you don't want to see him, if you want to see somebody else there, please let me know. But I'm assuming You shouldn't assume anything these days in 2024, but I'm assuming that Mavididi is what most fans here want to see. And I do agree. The next one up is, of course, Mr. Jamie Vardy. I think Odsonne Edouard was one that I looked at when he first came into the team or came into the club. And I thought, you know what? It's not a bad option to have as a lone player, as a backup with Daka injured and all of this. But in the small kind of cameos that he has featured so far, in my eyes, he hasn't done anything whatsoever to warrant a starting place. So I think this one really there isn't much of a debate. It has to be Jamie Vardy. And he's played so many minutes. He's been playing 90 minutes left, right, and center. What the hell is that about? Who would have thought that? I didn't think it. I thought it would be there wouldn't be as many appearances for him this year, but he's playing 90 after 90. So Andrea says, I'm going tomorrow. Can't wait. Law. Awesome, mate. Nice one. That'll be a good day out as well because Portman Road's a nice ground, old school ground and great atmosphere. Happy 140th birthday to LCFC. 100%. Ray, what do you make to the lineup, mate, so far? Are you agreeing with it all? This is what we want to see as fans. Is Fatu injured for tomorrow's game? Look, I've seen some people wonder, is Steve Cooper playing mind games? I've seen some people say, oh, he's like 50-50 for Fatawi. Maybe he's going to play, maybe he's not. I don't think he will. I don't think Fatawi is going to start, if I'm brutally honest. I don't think it's going to happen. And it's not even as if it's Steve Cooper's favorite player and, you know, he's going to do whatever he can do to make sure he starts. That's not the case. If it was Vardy, for example, 70% fit, he probably plays him. Whereas with Fatawi, if he's 60, 70%, I think Cooper doesn't play him. Dawn is here. Hi, Locks and all. Hi to you, Dawn. Dawn is a member of the channel. If anybody in the chat does want to become a member, if you are watching on a desktop or laptop, something like that, then you can press the join button underneath the video. Okay, the next stop. This is difficult for me. This is really, I find this difficult. Well, look, I'm going to go with this one. And there are Leicester fans out there, some Leicester fans that don't want to see this guy in the team. My good friend Reedy, for example, who I speak to sometimes, you know, he's not a massive fan of Ndidi. However, I think he has to play. I mean, I think he's undroppable. You know, he's got like the most assists in the Leicester team, most tackles, most clearances, most interceptions, most aerials won. Some of them are like in the league as well, not just Leicester's ranking, but in the Premier League. You know, he's like top 5 for a few things. I think Wilfred Ndidi has to start. Again, let me know now if you disagree. Cody instead of a Coley. He's an experienced captain. Who in the chat agrees with this? Does anybody else want to see Connor Cody? Ray says, starting to wonder about these injuries. Yes, smells fishy, starting with Vestergaard. Well, he was back in the matchday squad. And if I'm not mistaken, did he actually come on? Did Vestergaard come on against Manchester United? I can't remember. So please let me know. Where do we go next? Is it Winks? Is it Skip? What do people want to see? Please, I need help, guys. I need help. Please start giving me help on this. What do we want to see? The two centre backs, it's difficult because Coley's had errors. Wout Faes has had errors. Vestergaard's back from injury. Cody played and scored the other night. What happens? What do we do? I don't know. This is the toughest one I think I've had so far this season. The toughest one. There is an argument to drop a Coley 100%. Are we saying go with Faes? I mean, I think we are, but who goes next to him? That's the question. That is the question. Who does go next to Wout Faes? Skip or Ndidi, people, Skip or Winks next to Wilfred Ndidi. What are we doing? And what are we doing with the 10? What are we doing with the winger? You know, are we going to look at something like this? Obviously, on the basis that Fatawi's injured, are we going with this? Because for me, Casey McAteer didn't do anything to warrant a starting place. Decordova-Reid certainly didn't. You know, who else is there really to play out wide other than Jordan Ayew if Fatawi was injured? We've got Skip, we've got Winks, and we've got Winks. So far, Winks is winning the battle. Come on, Anil. I know you're in the chat, mate. Let me know what you want to see. And Winks or Skip. Evening, Richard, mate. I hope you're doing well, and I hope your club go down. No offense. Vestergaard did sub on Old Trafford. Yeah, I thought so. So, does he go next to Faes? Is it a Coley? I don't know. This is difficult. This really is difficult. Well, I'll tell you what I will start us off by doing. Let's go. Let's go Winks. Let's go Winks. I think against the better teams, against the bigger teams, maybe Skip is the option. I think he was quite good against Manchester United, if I'm honest. Against the teams that we should be maybe trying to look to dictate play a little bit more, maybe Winks is the best man for the role there. Brian says Buenanotte on the right, El Canus in the 10. Interesting. That's a very good point. It's a very good point. 100% Winks. Clibo says Faye's better not do what he did versus Forest. Yeah, that was piss poor. That was when it was absolutely piss poor. This is an interesting one though, Brian. It's a very, very good point, mate. Thank you so much for this comment, because is this what we do? What do we do, guys? Do we go with what's on screen? Buenanotte in the 10, IU on the right? Or do we go with Buenanotte on the right and El Canus in the 10? Because look, El Canus, he did, in the past we've said, yeah, he hasn't warranted a starting place there with that substitution appearance. But against Manchester United, he played, he did quite well, and he scored. So does that mean we play Buenanotte and El Canus together? Let me know what you think. Let's see what that would look like. Let's see what that would look like here. So yeah, Buenanotte is in there. That's fine. And then instead of Jordan Ayew, we're going to have Bilal El Canus. Is that better? Is that better? Kunal says El Canus and Mavididi get in each other's way. It's a fair point. Anil says yes to both of them. Ronick says Bilal is clear of Ayew. Hi to you, Chips, mate. I hope you're doing well. This is a tough one, isn't it? Because I think, again, I think people just they want to hate on Jordan Ayew, but he does quite well for us. I think he's a nice little player to have in the squad, and I don't think he's ever had a stinker for us. He's not a 10 out of 10 player. He's more of a consistent 6, 7, 8 out of 10 every now and then. So, sorry, not every now and then, every game. So, yeah, I'm not sure if I want to see El Canus in the 10. Does it offer more balance having Jordan Ayew? And I know it's something that we've slated Steve Cooper for over the past few months about, he's too scared, he's a coward, he won't go he'll just go balance, he won't risk going attacking. But are we just better with Jordan Ayew in the team? Are we better? Let me know. I think Ayew should start. Need defense against Leif Davis. Great player as well. Don't like Facundo on the right, Rice says. Although his goal against Bournemouth did come from that position, didn't it? His goal against Bournemouth, great goal. JJ played him in, and he did a couple step overs from the right in on the right into the area. And what a finish that was into the roof of the netting. So maybe, it is a good option to have him there cutting inside, because that is clearly what Steve Cooper, if we're going on that system that we played so much, especially early on in the season, he does like to have that wide man cut inside. So yeah, I don't know. But this one here, by the way, this team right here is about what we want to see as fans, not what Steve Cooper wants to see, what we want to see. So let me know now. We have obviously got a hole in the team, and that is the centre back. Who goes there next to Wout Faes? Please start letting me know now. And in fact, what I'm also going to do is I am going to put a poll on the video right now. You can actually vote. So you can actually vote and decide who you want to see. We've obviously gone with Faes. So who goes next to Faes? Vestergaard, Akoli, Cody. There we go. There's the poll, people. Start voting now. Who goes in that position next to Wout Faes? There's the question. I'd play Vestergaard, Rice says. Ronick says Cody. Kunal says Cody. Brian says Vestergaard and Ayew. So he wants Vestergaard at centre-back and Ayew on the right. I imagine instead of El Canus. Take bomb scare fast out and play Cody and Akoli. If Ricardo is playing, then he inverts, which means the high eights will be Ndidi and Bilal with Buenanotte on the right. Yep. Akoli, I played, says Nellis B54G. Callum thinks Cody. The poll is popping off right now. Let's see what people are saying. Guys, if you're watching, just go to the live chat. There's a poll. Just pop a vote in there, please, and make your decision. Who do you want to see starting next to Wout phase tomorrow against Ipswich? Start letting me know now. Vestergaard looked tidy when he came on versus Man United. Yeah, I agree. Callum obviously wants to see Connor Cody. Just a little while, yeah, and I'll close the poll. 30 seconds or so. Obviously, start thinking as well about the right winger and the 10. Is that what we want to see? El Canus and Buonanotte. Fast looks better as the left centre back in a back for Vestergaard tomorrow. Chip says, why Cody? People asked for him, man. People asked in the chat for him. 0%, by the way. Not one person has said Caleb Okoli. Not one person. People are not voting for Caleb Okoli. That is baffling. Crazy. Not baffling, but you know, he's played like all of the last few games. So the poll has ended, and I'm sure you can already see on your screen, but going in next to Wout Faes is that man who made up the partnership last season. It is Yannick Vestergaard. There we go. So this is what we have. Now the final question for people in the chat to answer, again, it's going to have to be another poll because I'm just not sure. Ayew and Facundo. Let's have a look. Ayew and Facundo and BK. There we go. There is one more poll in the chat, people. Please start getting voting now. The question is, Ayew and Facundo or Facundo and Bilal El Kanous? Ayew and Facundo or Facundo and Bilal El Kanous? Start letting me know now. This show is all about what you guys think and what we think. We bash our heads together and we come up with the team. So please continue to do so. Yannick is too slow, Ronick says. Well, it's a oh, what's that? Would like to see how Vestergaard does because our defense has been so poop shit. Yeah, absolutely. What I was saying was it's a democracy, Ronick, and Yannick has won. There we go. Yannick has won, mate. So we'll see if it's any better. If it does, if this does happen, I'm not sure. Please head over to the poll in the live chat. Like I said last time, this time you are voting for Ayew and Facundo or Facundo and Bilal El Kanous. What do people want to see? So far, this team on here is winning the vote. Clibo1 says, I like Ayew, but we should never be relying on him from the start. Yeah, that's understandable. Jake says, I would like Yannick to at least have a chance to show up. Yeah, I think he deserves a chance. He came out of the team after the Fulham game. So what was that? Game 3. So he's not played in the Premier League. He's not started a Premier League game since Fulham, since match week 3. And this will be match week 10. So Okoli's had a good stint in the team. And let's be honest, our defense, other than Bournemouth, it's not been great. So Ronick says, I use a super sub, not a starter. That does take me back to the chat. We are going to end the vote now. And the winner of that vote is Ayew, is Facundo and Bilal El Kanous. There we go. So we have got our finishing team, our final team here on screen. This is what us as fans, as a collective, want to see. Obviously, there'll be some people in the chat who disagree with certain aspects, but this is what we've got. And now we get into the interesting part. We're going to pick this team apart and we're going to select what we think Steve Cooper is going to go with. Please start letting me know now in the chat what the obvious ones are. Who is going to come out of this team that Steve Cooper picks? Start letting me know now, please. Who is it going to be? Is it going to be El Kanous? You know, is the other part of the vote, is the other option on the vote going to be Cooper's choice, which was Buonanotte and Ayew rather than Buonanotte and Bilal El Kanous? Let me know now, please. I think keep Ayew for Man United on next Saturday, the 10th of November. Brian reckons Ayew will come back in. Jake says, with how many goals that have been given up, clearly something needs to change, even if it's a long shot. Yeah, I agree, mate. I agree. The Odd Fish wants Skip. Odd Fish, mate, is Cooper going to say Skip over Winks, or is he going to stick with this midfield? Let me know now in the chat. What is Cooper going to do? Do we think as fans, what do we think Cooper is going to change with this team? What team will Steve Cooper play us? All I want to know. Let me know now what you think. I think he is going to go with Ayew and Buonanotte, personally. I think this is what's going to happen. So I think he's going to go for something like this. There we go. He's probably going to do that. Will Cooper play a Coley again to kind of, rather than taking him out of the firing line, maybe he will keep him in to try and get a bit more confidence. Let me know what you think. Jake says Cooper will probably start Ayew. Yeah, I agree. That's what I've changed it to. The Odd Fish doesn't think Ricky will survive. Yeah, interesting, Odd Fish. I would agree, but Victor Christensen, as far as I'm aware, is still injured. I'm sure he's still injured. Please correct me if I'm wrong, but nobody has done yet. I think he is still injured. And if that's the case, will it just be Ayew? Will it just be Justin who plays there with Ricardo on the other side? Dawn says Ayew is best to use as a sub. I agree, but what will Cooper do? Cooper sticks with Fass and Okoli. I am thinking that as well, mate. I'm glad somebody said it. Let's do that now. There we go. So, we've seen this team a lot, but without Ricardo, is this the team? Is this the team that Steve Cooper will pick? Start letting me know, people, please. Will he drop anybody else? Will he drop Ricardo? Will Ricardo be out of the team? And if so, who's in there in replace of him? Is it VK? Is he injured? Is he fit? We don't know. Will Luke Thomas? What do we think to Luke Thomas? How did he do against Man United? Is there any chance that he starts against Ipswich? I can't see it personally. I can't see it. But yeah, start letting me know now in the chat, please. What you think Steve Cooper, what changes to this team that you think Steve Cooper will make? Because I don't know. This is as close as I can think to get it, but I'm not sure. I want to hear what everyone in the chat has to say, basically, is what I'm saying. Let's have a look. Brian says, don't know if he plays Enzo Ball this game. No, it's a tough one. Jake says, I think Ayew might start as a 10 with Facundo on the wing drifting in. This is an interesting comment there, Brian, because, we played Enzo Ball, of course, twice last season against Ipswich. How many of them games did we win? Well, you don't even need to tell you the answer. You know the answer. It's none. It's none. So we didn't win any of them. So yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if he will go for that route. Obviously, it's different. Ipswich have a different team now. It's a year on or whatever, and so he might still do it. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what he might do here. He'll probably pick Danny Ward. The Odd Fish says. I think a 4-4-2 formation. Callum says. I'm not sure on that one, mate. I'm not sure on that one. Kalibo says Ricky on the right wing as an emergency. Would Cooper have the balls? I personally, I think that any question that involves Steve Cooper's name and balls together in one question, I think the answer is always going to be no, to be honest. That's not even me trying to dig at him or anything. I'm just saying I don't think he would have the balls to do that, to be honest. So yeah, but we'll see. I could be wrong. I've been wrong a lot of times before in the past. Facundo is on the next. Facundo is the next Leo, Ronick says. We just know Hurst will score. Yeah, I'd probably agree with that. But yeah, Ray agrees with Dawn, saying that Ayew is best to use as a sub. Yeah, I agree. I do agree, Dawn. I do agree. If anybody has just joined us, by the way, if you rewind to the start, you'll see that we did build a team that was just what we wanted to see. And this is now what we think Steve Cooper will pick. And I think this is what we've ended up on, to be honest with you guys. I think this is what we have come up with. Hermanson in goal. Ricardo Pereira, Wout Faze, Caleb Okoli, and James Justin. Winks and Ndidi, Mavididi on the left, Jordan Ayew on the right, and Facundo Buonanotte in the 10, with number 9, Mr. Jamie Vardy as the striker. This is what we think Steve Cooper is going to go with. Pat Brett says, Forest fan here, you need a back three with wing backs because Fast can't defend in a back four. I mean, what would normally happen here, Pat, is Ricardo would advance slightly. So Ricardo, he'd either advance down the right, which was what JJ has done quite a lot, or he'll invert into midfield. And then it does then technically become a back three of Wout Faes, Caleb Okoli, and James Justin. I think that's even what we saw against you guys, against Forest, mate, if I'm honest with you. I think that's what happened in the first half, especially. Ricardo inverted, Fast, Okoli, and Justin kind of became the back three. And then, you've got a lot of men forward. So, I want to know now score predictions. If you can please start putting your score predictions in the chat, that would be brilliant. Remember that today I did an opposition preview with an Ipswich fan. So once this video ends, please feel free just to click on the channel, go and watch that video that I did with the Ipswich fan. It was very insightful stuff, hearing what he thought of Leicester, what he made of their season, and how he thought the game was going to go. So go and check that out. That'll be brilliant. And obviously tomorrow we've got, as always, it's match day, which means it's match day live. I'll be joined by Anil, definitely, potentially Luke and Neil. And we will obviously do the watch long, of course, throughout the whole game, joined by those guys before the game and at halftime. And then at full time, of course, you will all be redirected over to For Fox's Sake for the brilliant instant match reaction. 5-0 Leicester, huge statement from Cooper. Very interesting. Imagine that did come true, Kunal. Imagine. Ronick says 2-2. Well, we'll go 2-1 down. The Odd Fish said 2-1 Foxes, but someone needs to man mark Liam Delap. He is a goal threat. I did laugh it off originally. I was like, Liam Delap, come on. He's pony, but he's actually done quite well. He's scored 5 goals, hasn't he? So if Ricardo inverts, Ayew will need to come back and cover. It is too much for him. Ray says we're the better side, but we said that twice last season. You're spot on, mate. You are spot on. Kunal, Klebo says our teams win 2-1. Cooper's team draws 2-2. Yeah. Dawn says Ipswich 2, Foxes 3. I take that. I take any form of win. Callum says, take care, Locks. See you for match day live. Yeah, absolutely, mate. Thank you so much, Callum. Same to everyone in the chat, by the way. Every single one of you. I really, really do appreciate every bit of support that you've shown the channel. And when I say support, just watching is support. Commenting, liking, even better. Subscribing, even better. And obviously, to the members out there, thank you so much for your support as well. It really does mean a lot. That's pretty much it. I hope that we get a win tomorrow. That's not it from this channel for the weekend, of course. We will be back, like I said, for Match Day Live tomorrow. I hope you have a lovely Friday evening. I hope you have a lovely Saturday. More importantly, I hope to see some of you tomorrow on the Match Day Live. Thank you so much. Take care. Come on, you Foxes.